Every 69 seconds, another person is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Almost 5.5 million Americans suffer from this illness, which, of course, there is no cure. A new project involving middle school students, though, is designed to help preserve on audio the members of these individuals that may one day be lost. Focus at 4's Edward Birch joins me right now. Now, Ed, students at Tuscaloosa Magnet School actually spent a part of their Thanksgiving with a recorder and talking to older people and their families.
Yes, capturing those memories. And the program is called Let Me Be Your Memory. And it's a project that's held in conjunction with National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month. And the Tuscaloosa Magnet School is the first school in the nation to take part in it.
He will always have the interview at hand and also be able to share it with my other 3 grandchildren as well as his children in the future.
Louise Crawford loves sharing stories from her youth with her grandson Brandon.
The many experiences that I had and also the fun kinds of things that we did as children. We only had a radio and he was amused that we would sit around and listen to Dragnet and whatever on the radio.
Memories like that is what the Let Me Be Your Memory project preserves. Students interview their relatives, record the conversation, and then upload the interviews to the Voice Library's archives.
The pastor of the church stood up and asked anybody that they want to testify. My sister Jamie assumed that she was saying, "Do you want to sing a song?"
The project is part of the Tuscaloosa Magnet School's International Baccalaureate program. It focuses on interviewing and listening skills, in which students will publish the memoirs.
They're doing reflection papers in the formal essay writing style where they describe what they've learned.
LaVonda Wagenheim, International Baccalaureate Coordinator, says the project gives families the opportunity to learn more about one another.
It's just a good way for the older generation to have a voice, to be heard, and to store those memories in case the memory should ever leave them.
These folks have a life story, and it's very important for them to both remember their life story and be able to express it.
This innovative project started as a joint venture between the Voice Library and Cognitive Dynamics Foundation. Dr. Daniel Potts, a neurologist and president of the foundation, says Alzheimer's is not a hopeless disease. Potts' father suffered from Alzheimer's.
The person's still there. This person may be losing their memory. They may not know what they had for breakfast this morning, but that doesn't mean that the innate human being is not still present.
For students Aaron Murphy and Lillian Wolfe, the Let Me Be Your Memory project offered a new perspective.
It was eye-opening because I finally got to know more about her, even though I'm so close to her and I love her so much.
I realized how much we were the same when she was my age because the story took place when she was my age.
And there's so many stories that are online for these students that they recorded. Just any little story about, you know, first date or the first movie they saw, first pet, anything like that. But anyone that is really interested in maybe learning a little bit more about this project, you can actually go online to www.thevoicelibrary.net. And again, the Tuscaloosa Magnet School is the only school in the nation that is doing this. But they're hoping to maybe expand a little bit. Other schools may learn this because it's a great project and a great way for students to learn a little bit more about interviewing, listening, and also to share in a little bit with their family.
And having a history that no one can ever take away.
Right.
Now, you mentioned going online. What if you don't have a computer?
Oh, that's exactly the point. They also have telephones where you can actually call in a recording. You can make a recording over the phone. You can archive and be able to go on, or dial a phone number, dial in a username and a password, and actually be able to access the playlist so that all of the memories are on there and they can be accessed by phone, so if you don't have a computer.
That's terrific. What a great story. I hope every school joins in with that. That's
absolutely
wonderful. Thank you so much. Has Alzheimer's disease, dementia, affected a loved one in your family? We actually wanted to hear about some of your experiences, if you were willing to share. Focus at 4's Marissa Mitchell is here to start the conversation.
Well, Pam, we have several people who have written in on our Facebook page, just really sharing memories that they have of their relatives who went through those diseases, and they're actually offering up their prayers and thoughts for people who are currently affected. We have Erica Stacy here who talks about her grandfather who passed away 2 years ago. She says, "It took some time for the disease to take its course on my grandfather, but when it did, it took a great man away from us. In his early stages, we would catch him signing his name over and over again, trying to keep his brain active. But it wasn't long before he started to stutter over some words, and once he realized he was doing that, he stopped talking altogether. So it gives you an idea of why the program that Edward just showed us could be so important to maintaining that voice. Tammy Culberson says, I work in a healthcare facility, and it is a horrible, saddening disease for the resident and the family. So sad. And then finally here, Brandy Kelly Foster talks about her grandmother. And she says there were some time periods where she would take her food and she wouldn't know who I was or who my husband was, and it broke my heart on days like that. So I'm thankful because most days she knew who we were. So that Let Me Be Your Memory program is so important, and they say, you know, it's kind of a long way to say goodbye. So I think having things such as that around can really help.
Absolutely. And thanks to all of you who shared with us this afternoon.